I didn't see you there. Welcome to a long weekend edition of Men of the Den, where I bring back to my cooking plug, Au Jus You Didn't. Hi everybody, welcome to another Monday on the Den. So it's the long weekend and we are in quarantine, so we're not really doing anything different than the normal. But other than that, so the boys have requested some food from me, so why not film it? And why not film some of the drinks I'm making this weekend as well? And why not film some of the boys doing their thing, which is currently playing Persona 5 Royals right now. And they're both pretty heavy into it, right Steve?
Oh yeah.
Right Greg?
Yeah.
Little delayed reaction. So Greg has requested for the Friday night meal, one of his favorites that I used to make, and I've actually filmed on the Den before, is cheddar jalapeno soup. So we're going to be revisiting that because you know what? We're in Toronto. That video was over 5 years ago, and I probably had a bad haircut then. So we're going to redo this.
You have a bad haircut now.
You shut up. You're in quarantine. He does too. Actually, no. He always has his perfect swooshy hair. So first thing I'm going to make is I'm going to do the biscuits that are going to go with the soup. So here's a rundown of the ingredients that we're going to need. So these are the basic ingredients that I'm going to be needing here for my biscuit recipe. So 2 cups of flour, then that's going to be followed by a teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to be doing 8 tablespoons of cubed butter and 3/4 cups of milk, representing Halifax with the cheese curd cup there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix our dry ingredients together, and then we're going to cut the butter into it from there. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take the 2 cups of flour and then put your dry ingredients in, and then we're just going to mix that all together here. Don't have to go too intense there, just got to make sure it's all good and mixed. Then we're going to be putting the 8 cubes of butter in there. Now, the recipe I started using this says that just to cut them in together. So what I should do in that case is I just take a knife and I just cut through here until everything kind of resembles cornmeal. Eventually you're going to want to get to a point where you're just going to squeeze everything with your hands anyways after everything is already cut into the flour. Alright, so once that's all done, you should have this kind of consistency in there. You might get a few other clumps, but you can just press them in with the flour and that's completely fine. We're going to make a well in the middle, and that's when we're going to put our milk in. Ooh. Now this is the gross part. You just have to put this all together with your hands. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. It's gross now, and it might not look like it's going to start to form into a dough right away, but trust me, it's going to. Alright, so this next part is actually just rolling out the dough itself. So, spread some flour around and then spread it out so you got the right thickness that you want for your biscuits. So usually about 1/2 inch will do. And then what I do to cut up the size that I like for the miniature size is I actually like to use the cap from the baking powder and use that to kind of measure out the size of the biscuits I want. Now of course you can go a bit bigger if you want. There's nothing. Don't need to be a size queen about it. But you can certainly make these however you wish, and this cooking time is about the same. Now, one instruction I forgot to tell you is to preheat your oven to 425 for the optimal biscuit size there, for the optimal heat. So the recipe was able to yield about 15. So we're going to put that in here. So this goes into the oven at 425 for about 12 minutes. So we're going to... You shut up, you get them with supper. And these biscuits are looking beautiful and ready to be consumed later, Greg, and not now. Alright, so now that the biscuits are done, let's get on to the actual main course. So here's the revised cheddar jalapeno soup. Again, I'm going to put the link up here for the old video. It's pretty old, but Greg's score bar recipe is in there, or score square recipe is in there, so you probably should check that out too for a dessert idea. So what you're gonna need for this is all within this picture. So you're gonna need, if it's thin slices, about 8 slices. If it's thick cut, we're gonna go about 4 slices cubed for the bacon. That's 4 jalapenos chopped, about 3 cups of chicken broth, a 1/4 cup of butter. That's gonna be a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 onion chopped, 1 stalk of celery chopped, and about 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. Oh yeah, and since it's going to be cheddar, I probably should pull this out of the fridge. We're going to need about 8 ounces of cheddar cheese grated. So let's get this started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is fry up the bacon until it's nice and crisp. And you want to leave the bacon fat in there. And then you're going to fry up the jalapenos in that. Oh my god, this is going to smell amazing. So you're going to want to fry those in the bacon fat until they start to slightly get brown. So this, we're going to turn the heat down a little bit on the fat, and we're going to come over here and add the broth. So again, this is about 3 cups of broth. Woo! She's angry. It's all that bacon grease. I'm going to add the butter and the spices to this as well. Also, thanks for these cute plates, John. They are wonderful. And that we're gonna bring to a boil and simmer for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna just pulverize it all. Also, because I have the tendency of forgetting ingredients, this is where you want to put your celery and your onions in there too. Now the recipe I follow usually calls for the powder, onion powder or salt or celery salt. I prefer the vegetable itself. Still gives you the same flavor, and it's less clutter in your cupboards. Now that this is simmered, so we want to make sure that the fats and the actual broth are kind of meld together. So we're going to emulsify it. And that way, anything chunky it's already in there. Oh, and the timer's going off. Anything chunky it's already in there is just kind of gonna get liquefied in the soup as well.
Emulsify your life. Yeah.
Stop. Now that that part is done, we're gonna now add the most important part of the cheddar soup is the actual cheese itself. And then the heavy cream. So again, that's 8 ounces of cheddar cheese and 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. And we're just gonna salt and pepper this to taste as well. And the last portion, once the cheese is all melted, remember that bacon we were frying? There it goes. Remember those jalapenos we were frying? There they go too. So they all get mixed together. Kind of simmers just for a few more minutes and it's all done and ready to serve. Oh, how is it?
I love it.
Yeah? Tubby?
I haven't had a drink of it. I haven't had a taste of it yet. But I'm sure it's fantastic.
Cute hat, Greg.
Yes. Where did you get that hat?
This is called My Hair's a Mess because I can't go to the barber because of self-isolation and I'm not being seen with messy hair.
Until I flip that hat off.
Go fuck your mom.
Whoa, she's probably watching this video. Hiss, you need to apologize. I can get you a knife.
I don't need it.
Quarantine has turned you into a monster.
That's right. Quarantine has turned me into a monster. Let's be honest. I was a monster before. Yeah.
So, no comments.
More like an Eddie Munster.
Alright, so as I said, next in our Friday night creations, we are doing drinks as well. So I'm just going to mix myself something sweet to have a cocktail while watching Drag Race. Steve's here too.
Bye.
Hi, how you doing, Steve?
I'm good. I'm feeling a little bit long and shaggy hair because there's no hairdressers open because of coronavirus. What in the world?
I know, right? Look, the swooshy hair here. That clearly needs to be washed. And then Greg is Still hanging out in his underwear in here with his swooshy hair.
Hello. And it's messy right now. Jeez.
Look, I'm getting you without a hat.
I know, it doesn't happen very often.
And so, he's playing Royals. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII
Dave
off
doing
and
the
on.
damn Futaba puzzle.
The Jam Futaba puzzle. So, I'm about to mix myself a drink. So this one, and I am no bartender by any means, I'm just learning how to mix things here and there. So, of course, about a shot of vodka in there, and I'm going to squeeze some lime in there. And one thing I learned to sweeten up some drinks is do maple syrup. Now I'm not sure how this is working vodka. With rum, it is fantastic. As it slowly makes its way out of the bottles. I don't have too much left. Greg bought some more, I hope.
No, he bought Aunt Jemima's syrup.
Oh, okay, I have to buy the real stuff then. And then that's gonna be topped off with some SodaStream Lemon Lime or Sprite 7-Up, whatever you wish. Garnish that with a lime or a lemon, however you wish. And that will make a nice, tasty drink. Starting now.
Hello.
How are you doing? It's Saturday.
It is Saturday and it looks like supper preparation has begun.
So, I was gonna start filming what we were doing today, but I didn't get around to it. So what I'm actually doing is karage. So right now my chicken is marinating in garlic, ginger, soy sauce, as well as sesame oil,
Sake.
and sake. Steve, what are you making?
Well, I'm going to be making carrot shirataki noodles cold salad, as well as homemade miso soup.
And we're gonna have dumplings as well.
And we have dumplings as well, it's true.
So, I'm gonna link to Greg's video making the score squares. I'm also gonna link to your video where you did the Japanese meal for us before.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm dry roasting these white sesame seeds, which really brings out the flavor. I'm going to use this as a garnish for the salad.
Yeah, perfect. Alright, so sorry to everyone not showing the whole steps about how we're doing this dinner, but here's how the karage turned out. So basically, the breading is potato starch and flour. So dredge in flour first before potato starch and fry them twice. We got dumplings. These are just frozen dumplings, nothing special. We got the miso soup ready to be poured. And we have a shirtless bear.
Hi!
And in Asian culture, Greg is playing more Persona. Hi.
I got my Makoto is hacking size computer.
Spoilers.
I know, right?
Yeah. So the feast is done.
Yes.
And it looks very good.
So much food. And why not make a big meal like this during quarantine?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do something to kill the boredom.
Exactly. Get those creative food kitchen juices flowing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to digging into this. The Omen furnace.
Force me into the fucking Omen card.
3 omens already?
I know,
That's the
3
whole
omens
an
back
omen.
to back.
What are the odds?
I got the dog. Companion. Gain 1 might and 1 sanity now.
Oh, I need a tile. There's nothing on the main floor. Here we go. The conservatory.
Well, it's another event.
What's gonna happen? Webs. You casually reach up to brush some webs aside, but they won't brush away. They cling. All right. You must attempt a might roll. 4+ break free, gain a might. 0 to 3 is stuck. Blah 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 about being stuck. Okay, my might
There's 4.
is 4. 6. I'm free from the motherfucking spiderwebs. Discard this bitch.
Crotch.
So Greg, it's Sunday. You're still playing Persona.
Yes, I am. But yeah.
How would you say this weekend was?
Well, I mean, we make the best of it. Let's put it that way.
We really are making the best of it because, like, you guys are now on day 30. Like,
Yes,
you guys have been a month of
this-
quarantine right
This
now.
is self-isolation day 30 now, and I'm ready to pull all my fucking hair out.
Yeah, I'm only at day 9
Yeah.
since I've been started working from home, and it's starting to hit me.
Yeah.
So,
But it looks like whatever Canada's doing with social isolation and such seems to be working. Our numbers seem to be flattening, so hopefully that's a good sign of things to come.
yes.
And you people south of the border, hopefully
They say it's starting to flatten.
hopefully you guys flatten soon too, because you guys are getting way worse than we are.
Yeah.
So bottom line is stay safe, everyone. You know, we know a few people who've been affected, and you know, you should try your best to stay safe.
All right.
As Gert and Bert would say, stay alert and stay safe. So only 80s children from Canada will probably get that reference.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a U.S. thing, was it?
I'm not sure. I think it was only Canadian television. Same with Louis the Lightning Bug. They probably wouldn't understand
Oh
either.
my god. Or Astro the Robot. I
Whoa.
can put my arms back on, but you can't, so play safe.
That commercial used to scare me.
They even did a 3D remake of that commercial recently. So.
No.
Yes, Astro the Robot.
All right.
Alright, anyway, everyone, as always, like, share, subscribe, tune the rest of the guys' videos, and have a great week.